Are you going to break down a simple inside run with Madden against a man defense with two safeties over the top? And again, adding Locomotion into this game is going to be a very bad move in 2011. It's very clear that the game already has an extremely difficult time adjusting defensively to very simple moves in the open field. I just showed where a wide receiver putting a spin move on a safety basically creates havoc before and after the spin move. This is going to be a simple inside run with Joseph Addai. First thing I want you guys to notice there is Antonio Pierce gets in the backfield, because up in front of him you can see that my two linemen don't actually attempt to block him. Rather, they run past him to engage with another linebacker, which means for all intents and purposes this play should be stopped in the backfield. But instead, what the game does is takes Gian Robinson, my fullback number 47, and uses him to motion shift into Antonio Pierce, rendering the contact that he's making with Joseph Addai right now moot. Forces him out of the play while motion shifting me forward. Meanwhile, ahead of me, I've got Aaron Ross and Thomas, two defensive backs, impeding my progress through the gap that my fullback refused to clear as he turned around to stop Antonio Pierce from tackling me in the backfield. Now again, here's a problem where the game cannot properly replicate football. There's no procedural awareness. Let's go back and let's take a look at Aaron Ross on this play. Again, very simple inside run. Here's Aaron Ross. He's watching the handoff. You see here's my fullback turning around to chop Antonio Pierce out of the play. At this point, Ross has already clearly over-pursued the ball carrier. Rather than being out of the play, what Madden does is it allows him to moonwalk backwards with his back turned to the ball carrier and motion shift into a spinning tackle to bring down Joseph Addai. Again, this game cannot handle more animations. It already has a very difficult time with a simple inside run. So again, one more time, taking a look at this play. Then we're going to go ahead and compare this with All-Pro Football. There's no excuse for a cornerback to be that far out of position on a run that comes to his gap, where he has to be pushed backwards and then forced into an animation where he makes a spinning tackle. Play this one time at speed, and just look at how unfluid and smooth this game replicates football. Alright, All-Pro Football 2K8, same exact play, inside run against a man defense with two safeties over the top. Going to look at this at speed and really just show how much more fluid and seamless this game is than Madden. Take a look at the intricacies of this play. Take a look at some things I like, some things I maybe don't like. There's the whole play kind of in slow motion. Now what we've got here, everybody on my line has somebody to block and blocks that person. Middle linebacker comes over to try to make an adjustment onto the play. My fullback makes contact with him. Because he's so close to my halfback has to kind of push off of him, allows the defensive back to make a tackle from behind. Now where does this defensive back come from? First of all, this defensive back over pursues, has to stop, turns around, one angle to the ball carrier. No zigzag, nothing like that, one continuous run. Now, some things I maybe don't like is when I look at Dallas Clark here, I see him bypass that player, doesn't get in the block, puts his eyes out on the safety, kind of gets faked out by that safety, goes and makes contact with the other one. Fundamentally, that's solid. As far as the pursuit of this safety, I definitely understand it. You can see he puts himself in line right here, puts the move on Dallas Clark. Up until that point, he was in line with the running back right here, running straight forward. He makes an adjustment based on the adjustment Addai makes, and then stays in front of the ball. Stays in front of the ball carrier. So one more time at speed from Joseph Addai. Take a look at this in its entirety. And again, just how much more smooth and seamless this game is than Madden 10. And again, this is done without elaborate offensive controls, using bow sticks to control the upper and lower body of my offensive player. And this, to me, simulates football a lot better don't have players running backwards, don't have players making outrageous decisions. Very good gameplay, much better than Madden. And again, that's not meant to bash Madden, that's just meant to critique gameplay.